morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with the same module, that is the project designing, and the same chapter number 7, that is the data collection, or the what are the various data collection instrument that is available over here. So let's begin with the data collection instruments. What are the various data collection instruments that is used? What are their uses? What are their benefits? Now, any doubts till last class that we have discussed? What are the various interviews and what are the various questionnaire that is discussed over here? Sorry, focus groups. Any doubts? Anyone over here? Till here we can say. All right, so let's move to the first part, that is again the revision of the first part, that is the interview. So let's begin with the what are the various types of data collection instrument. First type is interviews. Now, what is the main purpose of the interview? So to fully explore or understand someone's experience or the experiences, impression or the experience. So the first one that we have discussed, we're going to discuss is the interviews. Now, what is the main purpose of the interviews? So to fully understand someone's impression or the experiences and learn more about their answers to the questionnaire. That is, what is going on with the interviews, how to understand or fully understand someone's questions, impression or the experiences, or learn about or more about their answers to the questionnaire. That is the main interview part. Now, what are the various advantages of interviews? First advantage is provides full range and depth of the information. So when we're taking out or seeking out the interview, that also provides the full range or the depth of the information. Then next one is develop the relationship with the respondent. So first is provide the full range and the depth. Full range in the sense we are developing the full range. Each and every question is carried out with the depth of the information. Then develop the information with the respondent. What is the main relationship, or that is main we can say the relationship that maintained with the interviewer and the interviewee. So develop the relationship with the respondent. Then allows for the follow-up questions. So what are the various follow-up questions that is used? So allows for the follow-up questions. Then what are the various challenges that is faced over here? First one is can take much more time, because interviews are very slow process, so it can take much more time because it is a face-to-face interview, so it takes more and more times to gather the information. Then can be hard to analyze, because once a person has gone, so it is very difficult to or very hard to analyze the thing. So first one is can take much more time, then can be hard to analyze and compare, then it can be very costly. It can also very costly because to set up the interview, to conduct the interview, it is very costly for the persons. Then interviewers can bias the responses. Whatever the interviewer's responses, that is biased upon the interviewer. So interviewer can take any of the biasness with the interviewee. So it depends on the interviewer to the interviewee. Then generalization is also limited. Generalization in the sense there is no generalization that is carried out, so there is no biasness that is used with this one. So generalization is very limited. So what is the main purpose of the interview? So fully understand someone's impressions or the experiences. Or learn more about their answers to the questionnaires. What is the main questionnaire? That is what is going to deal with the questionnaires, how to fulfill with the interviews. Then what are the various advantages? These are the few advantages. That also first one is provides the range and the depth of the information. Then the relationship with the respondent, allows for the follow-up questions. Then what are the various limitations, challenges? First one is can take much more time and can be hard to analyze and compare, can be very costly, and interviewers can bias the responses. What is the meaning of biasness? So interviewer can sometimes bias the responses. Then generalization is limited. Generalization is limited with the interviews. The next one is the focus group. So first is over, that is the interviews. We have studied about what is the main purpose, what is the advantages, what are the various challenges. Next one is a Focus groups, so to explore a topic in depth through group discussion, example about the reactions to an experience or the suggestions, understanding common complaints, useful in the evaluation and the marketing. So when we talk about the topic in the depth, that means what are the various focus groups. So there's a topic that is discussed in the group through the group discussion. That means what are the various person that is used in the group, that is available in the group, that is a GD. Example about the reactions to an experience or suggestions, understanding common complaints, and also useful in the evaluation and the marketing. So it is also useful for the common complaints, and it is also useful in the evaluation and the marketing, whatever the marketing people that is carried out. So this is used for the group discussion. So to explore a topic in the depth through the GD, for example, about the reaction to experiences or suggestions, understanding the common complaints, understanding the evaluation and the marketing. So whatever the tool that we are using, whatever the concept that we are using for the focus group, that means everyone is available over here. For example, 5 to 6 persons are available over here, and everyone can give their opinion so that we can take out, or the person can take out more and more reviews from the same concept. Then what are the various advantages? First one is quickly and reliably obtained common impressions. So we can easily and quickly, reliably in the sense we can rely on this one. So quickly and reliably obtain common impressions. Then can be efficient way to gather the range and depth of information in short time. So it can be a very efficient way, very sufficient way, very good way to gather the range and depth of the information. Efficient way in the sense very effective way to gather the range, whatever the range and the depth of the information in the short time. So we can gather more and more instruction, more and more we can say the ideas, information from the different person with the help of the group discussion. Then can convey key information about the project. What is the key information, or what are the various information, what is the key information that is available about the project. So it can convey the key information about the projects. Then what are the various challenges? So it can be hard to analyze responses. It can be very hard to analyze the responses. Then needs a good moderator to steer. Very good. This is very most important challenge, because if there is no moderator to steer the discussion and provide the closer, that means there is no concerned person who is used as a moderator to steer the discussion and also provide the closer. So that is also very challenge phase. So it can be hard to analyze the responses, needs a good moderator to steer the discussion and provide the closer. Then difficult to schedule 6-8 people together. So it is very difficult to schedule 6 to 8 people together over here. Then strong individuals may influence other responses. So if there are the strong individual that is also available, that may also influence other responses. So first one is the interviews, that is used with the instrument, that is used as an instrument. What is the main purpose? So fully understand each and every concept. Then we have talked about the advantages. It is very advantageous as compared to other parts. So it is, we can say, more efficiently or most common used purpose, that is the interviews. Then what are the various challenges? What are the various limitations over here? The next one is a focus group. So to explore a topic in the depth to group discussion, that is about the reaction to an experience or suggestions, understanding common complaints, useful in the evaluation and the marketing. Then what are the various advantages over here? That is, we can quickly and reliably obtain the common impressions, can be efficient ways to gather the information range, depth of the information, can convey the information about the project. It can be very hard to analyze the responses, not a good or needs a good moderator to steer the discussion. Then it is very difficult to schedule 6 to 8 persons together, because it is very difficult to schedule. And strong individual in the sense there are multiple persons that may influence the concept, that may influence the other responses also. So strong individuals also influences the responses. What are the various responses that is carried out with the project? So we have done with the interviews, we have done with the focus groups, that means the group discussion. Next one is the questionnaire and the surveys. Now any doubts over here, anyone, till the interview and the focus group? The next one is a questionnaire and the surveys. How to use a questionnaire, how to build the questionnaire, what are the various advantages of the questionnaire, or what is the main motto of, what is the main purpose of using the questionnaire. So to quickly and easily obtain a lot of information. So we can easily obtain the lot of information. We can easily obtain a multiple information from the people in not threatening way, because there is no face-to-face conversation. Everything is written form, so there is no threatening in the people. So to quickly and easily obtain lots of information from the people in a non-threatening way, that is the questionnaire. Now, what are the various advantages? First advantage is that it can complete anonymously. So it can complete anonymously in the sense we can easily complete within a concept, within a schedule. Then it is inexpensive to administer. So it is very difficult to administer the concept, administer the responses. Then easy to compare and analyze. It is very easy to compare the questionnaire because everything is available in the form. One form is this side, one form is this side, and we can compare both these forms. So it is very easy to compare and analyze. Then it can administer to many people. It can obtain loads of data. So there are multiple data that is obtained over here. Then many sample questionnaires already exist. So there are multiple questionnaires that already exist over here. So many sample questions or questionnaire already exist. Then yes, because there are multiple questionnaire that is already available, that is already exist for the questionnaire. So there are multiple sample questionnaire that already exist for the questionnaire that is already exist for the service. Then what are the various challenges over here? So might not get careful feedback. So it might not get careful feedback in the case of the questionnaires. Then wordings can bias client responses. So whatever the wordings that is given, so that can bias client responses. What are the various client responses over here? Then impersonal, questionnaire is impersonal as it is said, and in surveys may need sampling and the statistical expertise. So whatever the surveys, whatever the scenarios, whatever the tool that is used, that also requires the sampling and the statistical expertise, because if the sample is not available, we cannot judge with the questionnaire, we cannot rectify the questionnaire. So it is very, very important to need the sample and the statistical expertise. Then questionnaire sometimes does not yield the full story because everything is written. Maybe person is not correct in the written form because he or she is on normally, or we can say casually fill the form without any intention. That does not yield the full story. Next one is the observation. Observation in the sense, this is the next tool, that is we can observe by going into the people, by going into the scenario, that is the observations. So together, accurate information about how a project actually works, operates, particularly about the process, that is observation. So that means we simple say that this is a live in the sense, because everything is live about how the project actually works, that is accurate information about the project, how it operates, and particularly about the processes. What are the various processes that is operates over here? Then what are the various advantages? First advantage is that we can view operations of a project as they are actually occurring. Whatever the project that they are occurring, whatever the scenarios, whatever the tools that they are occurring, so they are actually occurring in the observation tools. Then can adapt to events as they occur. So this can also adapt to the events, whatever the event that is available, that is used over here. So it can adapt to the events as they occur. So first one here can view the operations of a project as they are actually occurring, then can adapt to events as they occur. Now, what are the various limitations? First limitation is that it can be very difficult to interpret the behaviors. Whatever the behaviors, whatever the tool that is used, so it is very difficult to interpret the behaviors, how the observation will be done, what is the main crux in the observation. So it is very difficult to interpret. Then observations can be difficult to categorize. Observation can be difficult in the sense it is very difficult to categorize the observation or divide the observation into the multiple priority, multiple concepts, multiple groups. So because we observe, we do not have a written form, do not have an oral form, nothing is available. So observation can be very difficult to categorize. It is very difficult to interpret the behaviors also. Then observation can also influence the participant behaviors. Participant behavior in the sense, whatever the participant behavior, so it can also influence that. then it can be very expensive. It is also very, sorry, one point is missing, can influence the participant behavior. We can say we cannot judge, we cannot fully realize on the observation, because it is very difficult to judge with the observations. So it can also influence that if the people is under pressure when someone is available, or when someone is behind or along with the person. So it can also influence the participant behavior, that in some cases. Then observation can be very expensive. It can be very expensive in any sense in the sense, any criteria that is used for the observation. It can be very expensive over here. So till now we have done with the interviews, till now we have done with the focus groups, questionnaire, observation. Just to think one thing, read out this one. If there is any doubt, then please clarify the doubts. All right. So any doubts, anyone till now? Any doubts over here? Anyone? Hello. Yeah, any doubts, anyone? Till the observations. So let's move to the next part, that is a literature review. So we have done with the interviews, we have done with the focus groups, we have done with the questionnaire and the surveys. Now next part is the observations. Sorry, next part is the literature review. Now what is a literature review? So to gather the information on the audience, or to issue identity what previous investigations have found about the knowledge skills. That means what is the previous organization investigations have found about the knowledge, skills, behavior, attitude of the intended audience, whatever the intended audience that is used over here, with relation to the issues. Whatever the issues that is used with the relationship manager, that is used with the content manager, that is used or that is available for the task for the intended group. So to gather the information on the audience or the issue, identify what previous investigation have found about the knowledge, skills, behavior or attitude of the intended audience with relation to the issues, what are the various issues that is used with the literature, that is used with the audience analysis. Then identify what's purpose or what previous investigation had found about the knowledge, skills, behavior, attitude of the person, intended audience with relation to the issues. That means what are the various audiences that is used with the issue, what are the various ways by which it is used with the issue. So identify what the previous investigation has found about the knowledge, skills, behavior, attitude of the intended audience with relation to the issue. Whatever the issues that is available with the literature review. So that is used for gathering the information with the literature review, with the audience, with the analysis, or with the previous investigation that will found with the knowledge, skills, behavior, whatever the skills. So what is the skill that is used over here? What is the main scenario that is available over here? That is used with the scenario. That is used with the content over the scenario. So to gather the information on the audience or the issue, identify what previous investigation has found about the knowledge, skills, attitude of the intended audience that is available. That is used with the content. That is used with the relationship with the issues. Now, what are the various advantages of the literature review? Why we are using the literature review? What are the various advantages? First one is can provide much information. Much information means highest information, highest to highest information about the product. So, first, literature review can provide much information in relatively little time. Then makes use of already gathered information, whatever the usage, whatever the already gathered information that is available. So literature review makes a usage that we sufficient usage of the already gathered information, then helps to sort the changes over the time. Whatever the information that is available, that is used to sort the changes, whatever the sorting criteria, whatever the content by which it is sorting out. So that is used to sort the content, that is used to sort the information. or whatever the sorting technique, that is, sort the changes over the time. So first one is can provide much more information in relatively low time. Less time is used for the more information, less time is used for the literature review, then makes use of already gathered information. Whatever the gathered information, whatever the scenarios, whatever the systematic tool that is available, so that will use of already existing document, already gathered information. Then helps to sort the changes over time. Yes, very good. So it is very better to sort the changes over the time, because each and every time we need the more and more analysis. So it helps to sort the in changes over the time in the sense with the time. Then also provides evidence about the problem. Whatever the evidences that is used with the problem. So literature review also provides evidences about the problem. Then minimum effort or the interruption of the audience. So literature review also provides with the minimum effort, also used with the minimum effort or interruption of the audience. So these are the various advantages. First one is provide much and more information in the relatively little time. Then it makes use of the already existing or already gathered information. Then helps to sort the changes over the time, whatever the changes that is used, that is change over the time. Then provides evidences about the problem. Evidences in the sense, whatever the scenario, whatever the tool that is used over there. Then minimum effort or interpretation or interruption of the audience. That is, minimum effort is required for the interruption of the audience, whatever the tool that is used for the interruption that is used over, that is used with the audiences, that is used for the interruption of the audiences, and that can be out of date in the sense, whatever the tool, whatever the scenario that is used for the out of date, that is used with literature review, so that can be out of date. With this is one of the advantage, because every technology needs more and more advanced parts, so there is no updated part that is used that can be out of date. Example, technology needs. Then data synthesis can be difficult. Synthesis in the sense, whatever the data tools, whatever the data synthesis, that can be very difficult in the literature review. So data synthesis can be very difficult in the literature review. Then may not address specific questions of the concern. Whatever the question that is not addressing, or that is not addressed out. So may not address the specific questions of the concern. Then not a flexible means to get the data. So it is not a flexible means to get the data, get the relevant data. Data is very restricted to what already exists. So data is very restricted to what is already exists. So it is not a flexible means to get the data. Then statistical data may not address perception of the problem. Whatever the perception of the problem that is used, so they not address the perception of the data, that they not address whatever the tool that is used, they not address whatever the perception that may be used with the statistical analysis, that is used with the problems, whatever the causes of the problem. Next one is reports may be incomplete. Sometimes the literature review does not include a report that may be incomplete in the processing of the data in the literature review. So we have done with the interviews, focus group, questionnaires and the surveys, observation, literature review. Then test. What is the criteria for the test? So to determine the audience's current state of knowledge or skill regarding the issue, that is a test. So we are testing with the overall purpose. What is the main purpose? To determine the audience analysis with the current state of the knowledge or the skill that is regarding the issue that is used with the test. To determine the audience current state of knowledge or skill, whatever the issue that is used with the test. Then advantages. First advantage is that it helps to identify a problem or a deficiency in the knowledge or skills. So it can be very helpful. It can be very helpful to identify a problem or a deficiency in the knowledge or the skills. Then results are easily identified or quantified. So whatever the result that is used, so that can easily be quantified. Then individual performances can be easily compared. So whatever the individual performances, whatever the data that is used, so that can be easily compared with the test, that can be easily compared with the performance analysis. So for main purpose is that to determine the audience current state of knowledge. What is the current state of knowledge or the skills regarding the issue? What is the main issue? How it is possible to get the knowledge, to get the audience analysis, to get the audience current state of knowledge or the skills. Then how to identify or what is the main purpose, or these are the advantages. What is the main purpose? That is help to identify a problem or a deficiency in the knowledge or the skills. Then results are easily quantified. So whatever the result that is available, so these are easily quantified with the test. These are quantified with the data collection instruments. Then individual performances can be easily compared. So whatever the individual performances, whatever the individual data that can be easily compared with the test, that can be easily compared with the data. So these are the three advantages. First is has to identify a problem, then results are easily quantified, then individual performances can be easily compared with the data, can be easily compared with the day-to-day activities. Now, what are the various challenges? Challenges in the sense, what are the various limitations over here? First limitation is that limited availability of the validated test for specific situations. Whatever the situation that is used, so there's a limited availability of the data, there's a limited resources that is used, so there's a limited availability of the validated test for specific situations, whatever the situation that is carried out with the data. Then languages or the vocabulary can be an issue. So whatever the languages that is used, so the vocabulary can be also one of the issue in the test, can be also one of the issues in the language scenario. So whatever the tool, whatever the data that is used, so that can be used with the analysis, that can be used with the data analysis. So multiple tools are available over here for splitting the data, for doing the calculations over here. So that is used with the calculation part, that is used with the scenario based part. So whatever the tool, whatever the scenarios that is available over here, so that can be used for the forcefully of the data, that is used with the content of the data, whatever the content that is used over here. So that is very well defined over here. Next is language or vocabulary may be an issue, and people may be concerned about how the results will be, or how the results will be used. So how the results will be used, what is the main advantage of using the results? So people may be concerned about the results, about the scenarios, about the statements. Then adults may resent taking the test. So adults may resent, that means they want to do the more and more tests, that is resenting the test again and again in a very short period of time.